It's official, Myles Garrett, the reigning NFL Defensive Player of the Year, has requested a trade from the Cleveland Browns. But just last week, Browns GM Andrew Berry was asked, if someone sees you at dinner and says, we'll give you 2 ones for Myles, do you say I'm not interested? And Berry said, correct. You can put that on record. To think for a second that the Browns will handle this any other way other than fucking it up is naive thinking at best. A trade for a player like Myles Garrett could instantly make any NFL defense elite. And whoever ponies up the capital needed to secure the elite pass rusher is going to land a very special player. However, given the history of this Cleveland team, there are so many ways this goes wrong. First of all, the Browns obviously do not want to trade Garrett, and Berry already stated this. This is the kind of shit that gets an organization in trouble, being stubborn on a player and not realizing who has the leverage. Right now, the Browns should be taking calls because every day that goes by, the Browns are digging themselves 2 big holes. The cost for trading Garrett would be steep for a number of reasons. The Browns would be taking on $36 million in dead cap due to restructures over the years, something a team that's already about to eat $72 million in cap hit if they cut to Jeffrey Epstein at the end of next year. This is where Haslam Brain comes into the equation and starts digging hole number 1 for the Browns. The Browns are going to request a king's ransom for the 29-year-old Garrett, who is incidentally the same age as Deshaun Polanski. I could see them thinking, oh, see, we have Myles Garrett. You should be paying us, and asking for shit like 3 firsts, 2 seconds, and a 5th because that's the kind of shit they do. Here's the problem with that. The dumbass team in the league is you, Cleveland. Look at the teams near the top of the draft with the highest draft capital. The fuck if Myles Garrett will accept a trade there? Jacksonville, a rebuilding New England, the fucking Giants, or the Jets? Garrett is going to want a trade plus a new contract or play for a contender. That's a tough place to find a trade partner if you're the Browns, because the teams with the most to offer are shit destinations, and the teams who are contenders might not have the resources to land Garrett. The Bills, Lions, Commanders, Chargers, or Rams all just made the playoffs, and they have later round picks that are less appealing. And if they land Garrett, they're going to continue to be good. Okay, so maybe those teams give up young star players. Who though? This goes back to the Browns undoubtedly misevaluating and likely either asking for too much or receiving too little. They are masters at this. The second hole they are digging, if this is a possible negotiation tactic by Garrett to get a new contract, Garrett quite honestly has all the leverage here. His argument is simple. Y'all gave Mr. Towel Slipper $250 million guaranteed, and if you don't give me anything like that, you can fuck right off. Of course, the Browns offering the dumbest contract on earth makes them the dumbest team ever to negotiate with. It's like preying on people in debt to pay for services to get them out of debt. Yeah, that makes no sense. So the Browns, the team with the checkbook, because they have been so dumb in the past, it makes it impossible to think that they won't be dumb in the future. To think that they would be able to negotiate a sensible deal for Garrett is laughable. They're going to overpay. They have nothing to offer him other than money, and that is a terrible position to be in. Garrett would have to sell his soul to stay in Cleveland because he has to know winning isn't going to be the payoff for remaining by the lake. As I said before, the Browns are losing leverage every day, and the longer they stall, obfuscate, deny, and be stubborn about this, the worse it gets from a leverage standpoint. Garrett holding out would be the nuclear option, especially 2 years early, but having a player on your roster who doesn't want to play for you is pretty bad. However, every day that the season gets closer, the rest of the league knows how fucked the Browns are and can offer them less and less. You saw this happen with the Cowboys with both CeeDee Lamb and Dak. Yeah, they ended up overpaying. The Browns seem the type to hit on 20 with the dealer showing a 5 or fold with pocket aces. So will Myles Garrett be traded, or will they re-sign him? Only one thing is certain. The Browns will fuck this up. And now here's a word from our sponsor, Underdog.